Thank you very much for inviting me here today to introduce Lifework systems to you. We are a company that is evolving human performance management systems, and we were founded in 2002. So we've been around for 16 years and are getting ready to go into our 17th year this month. And our parent company is called Expanding Human Potential, but we renamed the company in 2008 because we wanted the word systems in our title. The reason that's important to us is we use the systems approach to transform cultures so that they skyrocket human potential, and that causes an impact on financial resiliency, caring collaboration, and sustainable growth. Our mission and purpose is to create a world in which everyone loves their lives. The problems we solve are many. Because we know how to create the conditions and conversations where people become agile, confident, able to lead and follow simultaneously, these are the problems that we impact in a positive way. So there's a lot of things going on. There's this huge speed of change. There's this globalization of the world where we're very aware of our barriers. There's this need for people to show up fully engaged and to be developed to be fully engaged, and for companies to be a magnet for top talent or the development of top talent. And all of that is in order to help you stay innovative, help you stay well, help you stay well behaving. And we all know the costs of all of this. There's statistics shown that for poor behavior alone, there's over $1 million for every 100 people in an organization. All you have to do is look around to see the amount of stress with people being depressed, anxious, absent, costing a lot to the healthcare system. So our goods and services are multiple. We have guided culture transformation projects that are 18 months in length, and these are very comprehensive in their complexity. We incorporate multiple assessments and repeated assessments. We have individual and group training. We bring in consulting and planning, but we're also there to coach and oversee a train-the-trainer process. We have application of all of what's learned and how to continually sustain and integrate it going forward. So our guided culture transformation projects absolutely rock, and we have not found anything to compare in the marketplace at this time. We also sell a lot of these components that you see in the projects, or even in addition to the project components, in individual services. So those would be additional things like my book, or the keynotes, or our reference guides, or some of the Lunch and Learn series, things like that. We also can take all of our 18 months continuum of training and pull it out for individuals and groups when people want to run through a professional development, leadership development, culture transformation, and do it themselves, because it's got very effective leader guides, train the trainer modules, and workbooks and things like that. We also have specials, including bundled packages where we might bundle training with a phone app or a book or an audio version. But we also have continuing education credits for all of these healthcare titles, and eventually we've just found out we're going to be able to also qualify for all educators, principals, superintendents, teachers, that sort of thing. The solutions we provide are complex, and the one that I really wanted you to see a visual were the steps for our guided culture projects, because they're just difficult to wrap our head around. How do we do all of this? How do we have this formula so that we have this virtual scalable system that it involves people, direct contact with people, but it can be done virtually, so that it doesn't matter if people are working from home or working from some different part in the country. And it does all of these things that are shown here. So I don't have to read those to you, but I just want you to know that that is what this system that you're seeing in that circular set of steps that actually creates these outcomes. So what sets us apart? Our competitors are typically training and consulting firms, and we have found none that offer a virtual, integrated, scalable culture transformation process, and more importantly, they don't offer one for all employees. So we're a big believer that just like you wouldn't give cell phones just to the senior team and the executives and the mid-level managers, you'd want everybody to have a cell phone, or everybody would want a cell phone and everybody would benefit from a cell phone. The same is true of culture processes. Everybody should have those skills and tools equally. And most people just haven't imagined that it's possible from an affordability or a time consideration. It is. And what is even more important is that so many times people get the transformation process, but they don't know how to implement it and they don't know how to sustain it over time and they don't know how to become self-sustaining. Another thing that we have not seen is we have an education and family division and we see automatic organic crossover. So people can be in a corporate or nonprofit sector and they're taking our training and they're saying, I'm finding that this is working great in my home or in my neighborhood or in my family or in my school. And then the same is happening when we're working in a large multi-comprehensive education project or a family project and people are saying this is helping me in my workplace. We're also adopting some of the best practices available today in use of technology, phone apps, audio versions, flipped training, considerations of all the different learning styles and all of our tools and concepts. And we also have what's called an outcomes-based framework where we help a client to pick a return on investment target, say, for example, reducing their turnover, and we use the project to achieve that target. And then we even show them, you spent this much on the culture change, and this is what you saved on the return on investment target, and you're way out ahead. We also are a company that does ongoing testing, assessments, and maintenance and recovery. So we help people to keep the process moving in the right direction, keep it functional, keep it with a good set of vitals on the organization. I want to end with this case study because I think a case study like this, it's 2.5 minutes, is a better way to express the value of what we're doing. And then we'll just take question and answers after. ESSA Health is one of St. Louis's largest independent primary care physicians groups. In January of 2016, the IT department decided they wanted to change their culture and contracted with Lifework Systems to create a responsibility-based workplace culture. When people walk through the halls of this department, they see the evidence of the impacts of their new approach for how they get along, how they get more done, and how they manage their own motivation and support that of their coworkers. They operate from purpose and values, respect their unique differences, and remind one another of the lessons they've learned. Now, in May 2017, just 17 months later, here are the answers that their team offered when asked this question. What would you tell those in ESSA who have not participated in this culture change process?
The culture change that I have seen overall is that it has made my life so much better. Work has improved drastically since utilizing Lifework systems.
I've worked with ESSA Health for 24 years, and I have not seen a more relaxed, comfortable environment than I have within the last year, and it seems to keep getting better.
So it's not only changed the relationship side of things, but it's changed our effectiveness on how we do our jobs.
And I really appreciate the fact that LifeWorks works on you as a blueprint so that you get your purpose, and then you can figure out how can I make my purpose part of my vision for my daily work.
It allows everyone to have tools that allow us to communicate better.
So the LifeWorks model is everything. I mean, if you've read anything about self-development or leadership or coaching or mentoring, it's packed full.
This is a family, and like any other family, you have to have a happy place.
I would tell them, do not miss the opportunity. Your employees will be grateful. You will be grateful. Your employee retention. There are so many positive aspects of LifeWorks you don't even realize until you get started on the work just how positive the impact is on an organization.